Hi everyone. We are at the next section of the course, about testing and debugging. Jest is an all-in-one testing framework solution maintained by Christopher Poya from Facebook and contributors within the community. In this section, we will begin with the difference between shallow rendering and full DOM rendering with test utils and enzyme, how snapshot testing works, and how to collect some useful code coverage information. Further, we will cover a component from the Redux repository with tests, and we'll look at some common testing solutions that can be applied in complex scenarios. Now we move on to the first video of this section that deals with the benefits of testing. In this video, we will look at various benefits of testing and functionalities used while testing. Testing web UIs has always been a hard job. From unit to end-to-end tests, the fact that the interfaces depend on browsers, user interactions, and many other variables makes it difficult to implement an effective testing strategy. If you have ever tried to write end-to-end tests for the web, you'll know how complex it is to get consistent results, and how the results are often affected by false negatives due to different factors, such as the network. Other than that, user interfaces are frequently updated to improve experience, maximize conversions, or simply add new features. Tests help to avoid regressions because they can tell if the new code breaks the old tests. Greater confidence in writing new features leads to faster releases. Testing the main functionalities of an application makes the codebase more solid and, whenever a new bug is found, it can be reproduced, fixed, and covered by tests so that it does not happen again in the future. While testing components, or trees of components, every single part of the application has its responsibilities and boundaries. Another great power that modern tools brings to us is the ability to run tests using Node and the console. Spinning up a browser for every single test makes tests slower and less predictable, degrading the developer experience. Running the tests using the console instead is faster. We may also want to cover all the various states that a component can have. The state might change by clicking a button, so we write tests to check if all the event handlers are doing what they are supposed to do. When all the functionalities of the component are covered, but we want to do more, we can write tests to verify its behavior on edge cases. Edge cases are states that the component can assume when, for example, all the props are null or there is an error. Once the tests are written, we can be pretty confident that the component behaves as expected. With React, we can mount a tree of components and test the integration between them. There are different techniques that we can use to write tests, and one of the most popular ones is test-driven development, or TDD. Applying TDD means writing the tests first and then writing the code to pass the tests. Following this pattern helps us to write better code because we are forced to think more about the design before implementing the functionalities, which usually leads to higher quality. That brings us to an end of this video.